The match has finished. West Ham United 1, Chelsea 5. We'll deal with David Sullivan and Karen Brady tomorrow in tomorrow's video. I'm gonna record it now, but I need to deal with Graham Potter right now. It's just if I say everything I've got to say about Graham Potter, I just know there's going to be people who are going to say, well, hold on, what about the ownership? He's not been supported. We'll deal with them in tomorrow's video. Believe you me, we will. Graham Potter's got to go. That was horrendous, but it's not just that. We normally start these videos and we say, look, this is just a match review. We're only going to be dealing with the game. I'm not going to say I'm not going to review the game. In fact, I probably really won't. There's not an awful lot of point to it. We'll discuss some of the individual players, but really it was the ease with which Chelsea carved us open. It was announced at the start of the game that they were going to be without Cole Palmer. People argue that's their best player. Might be their best player. At this point, don't know, don't care. They didn't need him. Didn't matter. They could just swap players in and out. And realistically, we were quite lucky that they stopped playing after like 60-odd minutes, whenever it was. I mean, we were quite lucky about that because that could have been very, very heavy indeed. West Ham are a team that can't defend and won't attack. And I know people will say, well, hold on, we did some bits at the end. I'm telling you, Chelsea had stopped playing by then. It was no surprise that we had our best moments in the game, aside from Paqueta's goal. Paqueta opened the scoring with a beautiful goal, by the way. But our best moments in the game were once they stopped playing. It was no coincidence. We looked all right in pre-season, in training games. That game that you just saw became like a training game in after, whatever it was, 60 minutes, something like that. Graham Potter can't organise a defence at all. At the start of last season, we appointed Julian Lopetegui. He couldn't organise a defence, but we attacked a bit. So he had to go. He was a bad appointment, as I say. We'll deal with that tomorrow. But we could attack a little bit. We got carved apart at the back. But yeah, I think there was one game against Bournemouth when we might have had the most. There was some Premier League record got broken about most chances created. Graham Potter came in because we were leaking goals, and he did. He actually did, to an extent, fix the defence. It's got worse. You are looking at a coach now who looks like he's never coached a defence in his life. That goalkeeper, I mean, he can't be that bad. He can't be that bad. I wouldn't be the only person that's looking at that. I mean, I've just finished the game. I've jumped straight on, finished watching the game. I've not spoken to anyone. People will be saying Roberto. I'm sure they are. It was awful. It was an absolute horror show from that goalkeeper. The defence playing in front of him, absolutely awful. I absolutely failed to believe that all of these are bad players. I don't think they are. I think we got some good players. Does the midfield need fixing? Yes, it does. We can't keep spending whatever it was. That defence, a Gerd was about 32 million. Todibo was 30, 35 million. Max Kilman was 40 million. We can't keep spending all this money on defenders. And then I don't get it. I really, really don't understand it either. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, well, this is sort of the point. Aaron Wan-Bissaka was terrible. This is Mr. Consistent, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Won Hammer of the Year last year. We do our player ratings over on Patreon, and not only do we... Look, he did win Hammer of the Year, but it's not just me that does the player ratings, not just Gio does the player ratings. Every person that's a patron does their player ratings, and then what happens is Stephen collates them. So there's lots of West Ham fans, and then he extrapolates an average from it. So it's just not me and Gio saying it. He was the Hammer of the Year last year. But at one... He didn't drop below a certain level. I mean, he had some outstanding games, don't get me wrong, but you almost never drop below a 6 or a 7 out of 10. That was awful. I mean, he completed a hat-trick at the start of the game because they all, to be fair, a lot of their stuff came down our left, their right, but the goals were popped in at the far post, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka was there. Well, he wasn't quite there, for the first 3 goals, and that was really the point. There's other things. There's other circumstances. Our zonal marking's a problem. There's lots of stuff. My point is, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is not a bad player. He's an excellent player, and he's getting worse. And I've tried to make this point on a few occasions. Apart from Lucas Paqueta, I think everyone has got worse under Graham Potter. He has to go. I did the video this morning, and I asked a question, is it too early for this to be a must-win game? I don't know whether you think it was a must-win game or not. It was certainly a must-not-lose like that game. You can't get thumped like that. That was an absolute disgrace. Chelsea played Crystal Palace last week, and it was 0-0. We got beaten 3-0 by Sunderland. That's right. That's where we are. Honestly, that's how bad we are. That's how bad we've become. It was terrible in his press conference. He's a man with a persecution complex. He thinks the world's against him. He's just not fit for the job. He is not fit for the job anymore. And the most frightening thing is what we'll get in tomorrow. The person that's going to replace him was sat up there in the stands, not looking like he had a Scooby-Doo what was going on. This is beyond bad at the moment. Defence is shambles. Midfield is a shambles. Everything. We are getting worse. Our best player, our captain, Jared Bowen, awful. Again, people will say, "Oh, look, he looks." I'm not sure anyone will say that. To be fair, I'm not sure anyone will offer up any excuses. He looked a bit better later on in the second half. I think he started maybe on the right side of a front three. Maybe slightly better about his position, but we're nitpicking. Did he finish a bit more stronger at the end? Yeah, but as I say, Chelsea have given up playing. He's our best player. Graham Potter does not know how to get the best out of him. We've got a real problem there. And I've got to say, I'm going to say now, he should never have been made captain. And it was Lopetegui's choice to make him captain. And Potter's just sort of stuck with it. Did anybody see the build-up? Did anyone see the huddle and the team talk? It was Nicholas Fulkrug giving a team talk. We are so lacking in leaders in the team. We really are. And that's not to put any blame on Bowen. Bowen needs to be put in his best position. He's our best player and he needs to just be allowed to play and put in it and then tactically put in positions where he can thrive. Potter doesn't know how to do it. As I say, can't defend, can't attack. He cannot do it. He cannot coach the shape of the defence and he cannot coach the patterns of play that are going to allow us to get into those good positions to score goals. It's absolutely awful. I mean, even players that are, a bit average maybe, they're getting worse. They're just sort of non-existent. And even players like, he's just managing to blunt everybody. What about Thomas Souček? Thomas Souček had some terrible passing today. He's not on his own in that. But at least he'd provide a bit of goal for it. You'd get something for him. Even on Souček's worst games. I remember season before last, there were a couple of games under David Moyes where Thomas Souček made 8 passes in a match. I mean, awful, absolutely awful. But you'd still get the all-action stuff in both boxes. We haven't even got that. This is what this manager is doing. He's taking even players that are limited, he's taken their X factor and we've taken that away. So we're left with like the husk of a player. James Ward-Prowse, his X factor of the set plays is gone. It is completely vanished. It's no longer there yet. Here we are. Just playing him. All the substitutions were made. Ward-Prowse is still on. Honestly, it was absolutely atrocious. But this is not just a review. It's not even a review at all. I've barely talked about the game. And why should I? You don't want to hear it. Go, if you want to go and talk to yourself, go and see the goals. You don't want to hear me chronologically talk through all the 5 goals that Chelsea scored. It was an abomination. I've told you enough. Honestly, defence terrible. My goodness, the last 2 goals from the goalkeeper, it was Roberto stuff. There's no way. I don't know if he's a good, bad or indifferent goalkeeper. I don't know. But one thing I do know, and this is my point, everyone's worse in this team. And Bowen's not as bad as he looks. Souček's not as bad as he looks. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's not as bad as he looks. But everyone's looking bad now. And there's no way when Hermansen joined that he would have been thinking, oh, I'm going to go and join a worse defence than I was at last season in Leicester. He's at one. And if they don't realise at the top what's going on here, we are screwed. I mean, we need action yesterday to the point where I want to upload this video and find out that it's been done. But I have no faith that it'll either be done because I have no faith that they even recognise what's going on. Anyway, I'm starting to contaminate the video that I'll upload tomorrow morning about that because I did want to keep Graham Potter and the board of West Ham separate. I'm absolutely gutted with what I've watched. I really, really am. And we are overseeing a decline that is unacceptable. And it's top and bottom, by the way. From the top all the way to, not all the way to the bottom, I don't mean the academy in this, but upper management, middle management, whatever, lower management, whatever you want to call it. Potter is not fit for purpose. He is not good enough. And I did wonder, I did wonder when he was available, when De Zerbi left, I did wonder at the time, why weren't Brighton clamouring to say, oh, right, De Zerbi's left, let's get Graham Potter back. He was free and available. Nothing. Not a murmur. They didn't want him back. There wasn't a clamour for him to come back. He's not good enough. He's not good enough, and I'll just say it now. He needs to go. He needs to go. I've seen enough. I'd seen enough. To be fair, I'd seen enough last season, but I'd definitely seen enough once I started seeing him behaving like he's been behaving in the press conferences and whatnot. I don't know. I was going to say he needs a break. He's had a long break. I don't know what he needs. Who knows? He got a £40 million payoff from Chelsea. £40 million. I mean, I don't even know if I get out of bed if I had £40 million, and that's the truth of the matter. He doesn't need this. He's not even equipped for this. Graham Potter's so much about, I don't know, he's very softly spoken. He wants to build a family and all of that stuff. Well, that's all great and that's all lovely. Actually, we need someone with a bit of grit and a bit of determination. We need someone with a bit of a ruthless streak, actually. And that's what we need. And by the way, we need that on the playing field. We've just got rid of one of them. One of them is Edson Alvarez. The only one I can see, and I mean the only one I can see at the moment, is Nicholas Füllkrug. Yeah, Soufal's a big... I mean, I'm talking about the dressing room here. Soufal's a big loss. Cresswell's a big loss. These are charismatic, determined people. We've got no leadership. We've got no leadership there. And there's no leadership in the team. There's no leadership on that bench. And when I heard Simon Jordan talk about it, when Potter was at Chelsea, he said he felt he had a little bit of a victim mentality. He felt it's there, it's prevalent. You saw it yesterday. He doesn't like being questioned. He speaks in riddles. He speaks in corporate speak. He speaks in platitudes. He speaks in cliches. He's not got it. He has not got it. The players do whatever he wants to do. The players don't understand it. He's got to go. He can't even be here for the Wolves game. He cannot. Anyway, there you go. Right, I'm going to go. I'm going to upload this and I'm going to record my other video.